As you've seen in the past couple of years, many anglers have made the switch to laser trocar hooks to help ensure a better hookup ratio. Wade feels that there's no doubt that his hook has increased his ratio of hookups, and now it's his go-to hook anytime he's rigging up a soft plastic bait, whether he's casting a soft plastic bait or pitching and flipping into heavy cover. Let's take a closer look at what the guys are throwing today on the Toledo Bend Reservoir. Fisherman's Handbook presents the end of the line, gearing you up to get a big one tugging on the end of your line.
This time of year, everybody knows that a worm like this right here, this is a big bite trick stick. This is as deadly a bait as there is to throw. The other thing that's really important on a bait like this to me is which style hook you throw.
You know, when you're fishing soft plastics, you want something that's going to do the work for you a lot of times. And by that, I mean, when you put a little pressure on it, the hook's going to start to penetrate through. And when you're using a trocar hook, that's what you get.
This is my hook of choice right there. This is a 4/0 trocar, offset bend. That's going to hold your worm on a little better. On these trocars, they're so sharp. And the thing that most guys do when they throw a deal like this, they'll throw it out there and they'll get that bite. And I mean, they jerk just as quick and as hard as they can. The way I throw it out there, I mean, this hook's sharp enough where when I throw it out there, when I get that bite, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start reeling. You miss them when you jerk too fast and too hard. That's the biggest tip I could tell anybody.
You know, the very first time I ever used one was flipping down on Falcon Lake, and I remember picking up the phone and calling a couple of my buddies and said, "Oh my God, you're not gonna believe the hook point on this. I mean, when you just lift up your rod, you're catching the fish." And it's the same situation down here wacky worming. I mean, we're firing out there and there's just one ticking it, you just start reeling into him and you got him. I mean, the hook does a lot of the work for you. That hook point is bar none the best one ever invented and made.
A big part of the Trick Our Hook program is that we use the pros a lot. We work with them hand in hand. They were involved in the designing of the hooks. So working with Jeff, sitting with Wade in the boat, and then seeing how they're rigged, seeing how they're used, how they're tying the knots, how they're rigging the baits, just makes us a lot smarter about what we do. And it's one of the great things about the company I work for, that's what we do. You know, we travel a lot, but the company encourages us to get out and fish, learn all we can, you know, sit in the boat with these pros and really educate ourselves on what the heck these hooks are used for, the different techniques, keep up with that, and just keeps us making the best hooks we can.
For more information on these surgically sharpened hooks, visit lasertrocar.com. If you missed this episode or just want to see it again, visit carecotv.com.